What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown video for UFC 306. We have Sean O'Malley going against Merab Dvalishvili, and I want to give a very special happy Chiwiwis to you all. Really looking forward to this card, a stacked 10-fight card here, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to these fights, looking forward to making some money on these fights, looking forward to all the extra stuff going on surrounding the card. Apparently, Dana White has big things in store for it, so yeah, looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. Before we get into it, if you guys could please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment. Those three things go a very long way. And then also do want to shout out the sponsor of today's show, and that is going to be Prize Picks. Right now, if you use code DFSBTN, you'll get $50 instantly when you place your first $5 lineup. It's a free $50. It helps me, it helps you, and then you're going to take that $50. If you guys did not get it last week, you got to get on the Caleb Williams free square here. More than 0.5 passing yards. I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams fan or Bears fan for that matter, but I'm pretty dang sure that Caleb Williams can get one passing yard. So use code DFSBTN, place that $5 lineup, get your free 50, and then take that 50 and use it and get that free square Caleb Williams. That's the plan for this week. All right, with all that out of the way, though, I say we have some fights to talk about. As always, I'm going to be breaking down these fights from a betting perspective and a betting perspective only. If you guys want a further, more in-depth breakdown, I did post a full card breakdown video earlier in the week, but we are kicking it off with Mr. Chiwiwis himself. It is Rosas Jr. going against Aoriqileng. And yeah, I was looking for that in a Chiwiwis prop, but I couldn't find. I guess the books aren't offering it this week, but couldn't find that. But I think the next best thing is going to be Rosas Jr. in these early submission props. They're not the best prices in the world, but I think they hit. I think he takes him down and makes it look quite easy. Rosas Jr. is minus 1,000 on the money line. I think he should have no problem getting this fight down to the mat, getting to the back, and choking out Aoriqileng, probably in the first round. If not the first, I'm thinking the second. So how I played it personally was I got Rosas Jr. submission round 1, 0.75 units at plus 205, and then also have a half unit on Rosas Jr. submission round 2, around plus 345. So that's how I'm looking at it. 1.25 units invested, looking for Rosas to get the sub in the first or second round. Next, we got Joshua Van going against Edgar Chairez. So there's two spots sticking out here, and two spots that I think are pretty mispriced. So the first one, the one that I did place was the Edgar Chairez finish only. It's plus 210 right now, and that just doesn't make a ton of sense to me considering Joshua Van's been finished in both of his losses, one by knockout, one by submission. Joshua Van's coming in here on pretty short notice, and Joshua Van is coming off of a knockout loss that happened not too long ago, like a couple months. So, I question the durability of Joshua Van, and I cannot say the same thing for Chairez. Chairez has never been knocked out in his entire career. When he has lost inside the distance, it has been by sub, but those submission losses were a while ago. He went 15 minutes with Tetsuro Taira. He's had the full camp, so I think if there's a finish, it's going to be more likely on the Chairez side, and the finish only is plus 210. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. Chairez also has a 100% finish rate, so that's my favorite spot on this fight here. Also, don't hate the plus 3.5 point spread for Chairez as well. I think Joshua Van, loses the first round in a lot of these fights, and probably here as well. But I think the pick is Van by decision. But if there's a finish, I really like that finish only for Chairez. Next, we got Yasmin Jauregui going against Ketlin Souza. Another big favorite here in Jauregui, minus 500. Souza plus 385. I like Jauregui here and probably inside the distance. I ended up taking a shot on her inside the distance, half a unit plus 255. It's a spot that just makes too much sense. It honestly makes too much sense that it probably doesn't hit. Like, Souza's been finishing all 4 of her losses, 2 by knockout, 2 by submission. Jauregui is just going to be a level above wherever this fight takes place. I think it could be knockout, could be by sub, but it's one of those fights where I feel like if there's not a finish, it's going to be like an annoying 30-26 type domination type fight. So give me Jauregui here. She's minus 500. She should get the job done, but I'm hoping she gets Souza out of there at some point in this fight. Souza, again, has never lost a decision. The durability is in question, and I think Jauregui is just the much better fighter here. So half a unit, plus 255 for Jauregui into the distance. Moving on, we got Manuel Torres going against Ignacio Bahamondes. I love this fight here, my favorite fight on the card, and I think it's a violent fight. It's a Manuel Torres fight. This guy has 17, 18 fights. Only one of those have been out of the first round. Only one's been over 1.5 rounds. So yeah, I like some type of violence here. Here's how I'm playing the violence. I think I'm seeing this as Manuel Torres early or Bahamondes late 2-3. So I have a half unit on Torres, round 1, plus 340. I have a half unit on Bahamondes round 2 plus 700, and then a half unit on Bahamondes round 3 plus 1200. I'm looking for somebody to get served here. I think Torres, round 1 could be very live. Bahamondes has been hurt in multiple first rounds, but I think he is tough. He is durable, hard to get out of there. And if this fight reaches the second round, I just think it's all Bahamondes from that point on. So I'm hoping Bahamondes is able to weather the early storm and take over and break Torres in the second and third round, because those Bahamondes 2-3 props are pretty juicy. But 1.5 units invested in total in this fight. Torres early, Bahamondes late. Next, we got Aldana going against Norman Dumont. Passing on this one. I think it goes to decision, but the fight goes to decisions minus 400. Both the decision props aren't that interesting. Nothing really sticking out here. Renato Rodriguez going against Osbourne. I was thinking about maybe playing the under. It didn't quite end up getting there. But what I do like here is Renato Rodriguez, the 2-3 props as well. Round 2 plus 650, have a quarter unit, and then round 3 plus 1,000, have a quarter unit as well. Not the best price tags in the world, but I think a lot of that has to do with Osbourne's literally been finished 6 times. I think the durability, the heart, and the cardio are all in question for Osbourne. I mean, this guy has been finished a million times in his career, and Rodriguez, he kind of a slow starter. We saw that in the Bondar fight, and Osbourne kind of a fast starter. I feel like Osbourne might have some serious success early, but as the fight goes on, I think this is going to be a very high-paced fight, pushed by Rodriguez, and Ode, like I said, has a lot of quit in him. So I think those 2-3 props are very much on the table. I don't want to go crazy on him, but that's what I'm on. 2-3 for Rodriguez there. Also, like I said, didn't hate the under, but didn't quite get there. Because I'm just not sure Ode finishes Rodriguez, to be honest. The more I think about it, the more I think that if Ode wins this fight, it might be like a decision where he looks early good, kind of slows down late, and just hangs on in the third. But I'm hoping Rodriguez gets him out of there 2-3. Next, we got Daniel Zellhuber going against Esteban Ribovics. Nothing sticking out here to me. I like Zellhuber by decision. It's plus 130. I didn't mind the overs or the fight goes, but both those have been smashed throughout the week. I think this fight could play out a little bit more competitively than the line does indicate, but I like the 8-inch reach advantage of Zellhuber. I think he has the wrestling upside if he wants to go to it. I think he wins a decision, but it could be close-ish. But Zellhuber for me, no bet. Next, we got Diego Lopez going against Brian Ortega. I like Lopez here. I ended up playing the knockout or decision double chance, and the reason being is because those are like the two outcomes I see in my head. It's like I think if Lopez wins this fight, it's going to be him either starching Brian Ortega early on, like he has been doing to some guys, or I think it does go the full 15, and maybe he wins the first 2 rounds, maybe starts to drop the third, something like that, 29-28. But those are kind of the two outcomes I do see for Diego Lopez. I think it's a decent way to play his money line, getting that money line down a little bit, because I'm just not sure he submits Brian Ortega. I'm not sure anybody gets submitted in this matchup. I kind of feel like if it is finishing, it's somebody winning or losing by knockout. So give me the Diego Lopez double chance, KO or decision. Don't mind the money line, but it has gotten blown out a little bit throughout the week. Next, we got Alexa Grasso going against Valentina Shevchenko. Don't have a ton of interest on this co-main, really. I mean, I think at the end of the day, Grasso wins, but it's kind of gross laying a minus number on her because I'm just not sure she's even the better fighter. We've seen the Valentina Grasso fights twice now, and it's like Shevchenko's winning a good chunk of both these fights, and it's just little tiny mistakes, little slip-ups, getting knocked down, giving up her back, that is causing her to lose these fights. And, arguably, Shevchenko should be champ right now if it wasn't for that crooked, corrupt 10-8 in the 5th round from Mike Bell. But, the fact of the matter is, I feel like Shevchenko hasn't fought in a year. She's now 36.5. I think she's visibly declining, whereas Alexa Grasso, she's getting better and better. So I like Grasso, which is I would love to get her at plus money here, but it's not happening. So I'm going to pass here. I think even if Grasso does lose this fight, the crooked, corrupt judges are going to give it to her. So you got that going for her. I think the people betting on Shevchenko at plus money, I get it. But at the end of the day, I just think Grasso gets her hand raised here. But no bet for me. Then we got Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. There's really pretty binary fight. I think it's O'Malley by knockout or Merab by decision. What I will say is O'Malley by knockout, the line's just been obliterated. It was plus 220. Now it's like plus 140, plus 130. Money's pouring in on these O'Malley knockout props, which, makes sense. It's how he wins, but I just don't think at this point, there's a ton of value on that KO prop. So I'm probably going to be sitting back and watching. I was looking at maybe Sean O'Malley KO 1, 2, 3, but even that, like, it's all been bet down heavily throughout the week to the point where it's just not even enticing enough to take. So I'm picking Sean O'Malley. I think he does eventually get a knockout here, but this fight could go either way. We could see Merab go out there and attempt 50 takedowns and win a decision, but I'm kind of leaning O'Malley there. But yeah, it just sucks, man. All these O'Malley, like even the O'Malley money line would have been enticing. It was plus money for a while, but I think Sunday it flipped to O'Malley the favorite, and it stayed there ever since. So if you got in on O'Malley at plus money, you did your job, and I'm kind of jealous, but and I know a lot of people that are on it, but yeah, I missed the boat there, so I'm just gonna pass. Quick recap here: Diego Lopez KO decision, double chance, 1.25 units minus 125. Rodriguez 2-3 props, quarter unit on each, plus 650 round 2, plus 1,000 round 3. Manuel Torres round 1, plus 340 half a unit. Bahamondes round 2, plus 700 half a unit. Bahamondes round 3, plus 1,200 half a unit. Jauregui inside the distance half a unit, plus 255. Edgar Chairez finish only 1 unit, plus 210. And then Rosas Jr. sub 1, plus 205 for 0.75 units. And then Rosas Jr. sub 2, 0.5 units at plus 345. There you guys have it. Best of luck for UFC 306. Let me know in the comments what you guys are liking for this card. Should be a fun one. And again, I do want to shout out the sponsor of the show, and that is PrizePicks. Go get that free square. Caleb Williams, he's going to do it for us. He's going to get 1 passing yard. Use that code DFSBTN, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. See you.